I'm going to show you a business that's been built on something that is a cognitive bias, just to bring it home and to make it clear as to what I mean. So the largest furniture manufacturer in Europe, as you know, is IKEA. And one of the things that happened is that when people sent out surveys about people's favorite pieces of furniture, IKEA comes up at the top consistently. This is strange, and I'll tell you why it's strange. It's strange because IKEA gives you a flat pack, you put it onto the back of your car, and off you go to assemble it yourself. It turns out that because not everyone is a handyman, not everyone is handy with screwdrivers and that type of thing, that a lot of IKEA furniture is actually pretty wobbly, it's wonky, it doesn't sit correctly, it's off symmetry. There are a whole range of things about IKEA furniture as a consequence of not everyone being good at assembling it, that doesn't make it the perfect piece of furniture when it's in someone's apartment. However, people consistently report that those pieces of furniture, imperfect as they are their favorite pieces of furniture. It's interesting. It's interesting because the imperfect ones, the things that people like. There's an idea here where people like to be involved, to create, to be involved. And the fact of involvement, the opportunity of participation is much more important than the end result. How this was used was that in the cake mix industry, there was a time where people learned how to dehydrate food. I'm sure you know this. There are powders of all kinds, soups and everything you find in every supermarket around the world. When it came to cake mix, one of the things that you saw is that it was launched as a product that you could just add water and bake. And when they did that, sales flopped. And it was an interesting thing. They just couldn't understand why it was that this particular product flopped. One of the people who were in the room, they decided to suggest that we ask people to add milk, oil, water, and eggs. Just more involvement, not less involvement. This sounded counterintuitive because we wanted it to be as easy as possible. But as soon as people added more ingredients themselves, one of the things that started to happen is that the sales of cake mix grew. And they've grown and they've been so stable that in every supermarket that you go to around the world, you can always find a cake mix. Notice how many things they ask you to put into the mix. It's not because you can't dehydrate eggs. It's not because you can't dehydrate milk or oil. It's the fact that they want customers more involved. So this is the idea here, that by understanding how it is that people think about things, you can position your product to take advantage of the things that your customers are thinking, what they're hoping, what they're aiming for, rather than presenting yourself according to your initial thoughts about your product.